Let me share some insights on the residency match strategy for first-time and repeat applicants. A new applicant can approach the match with a positive attitude and confidence. In contrast, a repeat applicant may need to address any past disappointments and heal from the previous match results before bringing their positive attitude to the table. Over the past few weeks, I have received multiple emails and LinkedIn messages from unmatched candidates seeking to discuss their particular situations. Each candidate had a specific and unique issue, underscoring that excelling in competitive exam is not one size fits all endeavor. Candidates have personal strengths and weaknesses that need a personalized plan for success. However, all the emails shared a common thread of despair, sadness, loneliness, and defeat. But beware that through this process, there will be a lot of people around you with a fake attitude of positivity. Now, what do I mean by that? These are the people who keep trying to convince you that if you ignore your emotions and think positive thoughts, then everything will be okay. This is the concept of fake positivity. If positivity doesn't come from inside you and is forced on you, it is as toxic as 100% FIU. There may be times when you don't feel positive, but after reading an inspiring book or listening to a motivational speaker, you start telling yourself that everything should be fine and start suppressing your initial reaction. This kind of toxic positivity only distracts you from your problem, but does not solve the problem. You might think that just thinking positive thoughts is the best way to resolve stressful situation. Let me explain you why this isn't the case with an example. Growing up, we all learn the concept of opposites like happy and sad, high and low, negative and positive, white and black. If you examine them more closely, you will notice that these opposites depend upon each other to exist. If you remove white, black loses its identity. If you remove sadness, then happiness loses its meaning. Nature has created a balance between these concepts and emotions by creating these opposites, so that when the time comes, we can enjoy peace, happiness, and excitement in contrast to their opposites. Someone who is constantly trying to run away from negativity in their life to fake being happy and positive, that individual is suffering from toxic positivity. Too much of anything is bad, regardless of how useful that thing is. We have to break out of that mindset and handle situations practically. A toxic positive attitude might help you temporarily cope with challenges, but trauma can only be healed by accepting and validating your negative emotions. Whenever we are hurt, what we really want is for someone to come sit beside us, listen to what we are saying, rather than ignoring what we are saying and just tell us that everything will be okay, that we just need to think positive, and whatever happens, it happens for a reason. These statements just don't help. The only way to move on in your life from your trauma is to let yourself freely feel these negative emotions, accept them, express them, and let them fade so that you can move on to the rest of your life. Remembering that failure does not preclude one from becoming an expert is essential. Failure is a teacher that teaches us what not to do. To explain this point, consider the concept of falling face first. When you stand back up, you are one step ahead of where you tripped. Similarly, when you fail, you move one step ahead in your career because you have learned from your mistakes and are less overconfident. Failure and pain are natural phenomena that nature uses to teach us our mistakes. Once we understand our mistakes, we are better prepared for the next battle. Failure can create a sense of humbleness and wisdom, making it a turning point in our careers. Failure is not a permanent verdict, but a temporary event. It is important to note that all successful people have experienced failure. Thomas Edison, for example, failed 2,774 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failure, he responded that he knew one way to create a light bulb and 2,773 ways how not to create one. Our strength always comes from our weaknesses. When you experience a setback, analyze it thoroughly with your mentor to fix the underlying issues so that the same mistakes does not repeat itself. When you feel low, focus on your assets rather than your losses. Ensure that your assets and gains exceed your losses to maintain a positive mindset. During this temporary event of failure, see successful people as a source of motivation and those below you as a source of satisfaction. Some common personality traits lead to failure. Addressing some of these causes can help mitigate the risk of failure. If individual lives without a purpose, the chances of failure are high. Ensure that you are entirely focused on your personal growth. Curiosity about what others are doing is a risk factor for failure as it can distract you from your work. Lack of self-discipline is a recipe for missed opportunities. Negative mental attitude, lack of emotional control, and inability to adapt to circumstances are commonly seen in unsuccessful people. Having a lousy mentor or a friend, no control over one's tongue, and disloyalty to one's work can all lead to missed opportunities and complete failure. Defeat can show the dark side of one's habit, but can also be an opportunity to improve oneself and prepare for bigger challenges ahead. Taking defeat in a positive light can increase willpower, make one more loyal towards one work, and keep one humble. A positive attitude attracts success when facing defeat. So, in summary, defeat is not a permanent verdict, but a temporary event. Do not focus on your losses, but on goals and assets, and work on your attitude to attract success. Remember, even in the face of defeat, you have not lost everything, and there is always more to win. Good luck. Keep striving for excellence because excellence is a choice.